Spread the fire. Welcome back to SMWX. I'm here with Spokesperson for Parliament, Mr. Moloto Mothapo. Thanks so much for joining us at SMWX.
Yeah.
So this is a very complex process, and often citizens are watching, but maybe not understanding the full complexity. Can you take us through what's happened with the swearing in and also the nominations for the position of Speaker of the National Assembly so far?
Yeah, what you're seeing here is really one of the key practical expressions of our constitutional democracy. It is it brings to a logical conclusion the process that has begun during the national and provincial elections, and now everything, the eyes of South Africa is on Parliament. So this is the first sitting of the National Assembly of the 6th Democratic Parliament. The other house, which is the National Council of Provinces, will have its own first sitting tomorrow. So once all these two houses of Parliament have constituted themselves, have had their first sittings, now we can say that the 6th Democratic Parliament is fully functional and constituted to begin to fulfill its constitutional responsibilities. So what you have seen during the course of the morning is the initiation of the process, the swearing in of the 400 or so designated members of Parliament, as you have seen, all of them have taken an oath or affirmation to the Constitution and to serve the people of South Africa.
Yes.
Now, once that has happened, we then go to, as you would have seen, the election of the Speaker of the National Assembly. Now, you have seen that there are two parties who have come up with their own preferred candidates for the position of the Speaker of the National Assembly. And so that's why then, once that happens, there need to be a recess so that the names of the candidates can be captured on the ballot paper. So during this break, you'll have the officials of Parliament busy capturing those names and then doing the photocopies of what do you call them? The ballot papers.
Right.
And also during this recess, it gives us an opportunity to put in the voting infrastructure. We'll put the three.
But there's no double voting, by the way.
There's no double voting. There is no national and provincial voting.
Is there ink?
No, there's no ink. Every member will have an opportunity to cast their ballot. And once they have done, and there are, of course, all the necessary checks to ensure that there is no double voting, no one is going to vote twice. So that is covered. So once then we have put all the voting booths, the ballot boxes, and the ballot papers are ready, the House will reconvene, and the Chief Justice will once again preside over that process. And the voting, each and every member will have an opportunity to vote. It's going to be quite a lengthy process, as you will imagine, about 400 members of Parliament voting, all of them, and there will be a vote counting afterwards. That will happen under the supervision of the Chief Justice, and there will be observers also from various political parties. And then the House will then reconvene after a short break of counting, and the Chief Justice will then announce the elected Speaker of the National Assembly. So once the Speaker of the National Assembly is elected, she or he takes over the chair.
So the Chief Justice
of the House. So the Chief Justice take leave for a while, and then the Speaker of the National Assembly presides over the election of the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly. So if there is only one nomination, that person will be elected, will be duly elected and contested. But if there is more than one candidate for that position, it means that we have to go through the same process again. So once the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly is elected, then we continue to elect the President of the Republic of South Africa. If there is more than one candidate, the whole process will replay itself. If there is no contestation, he or she will be elected as the President of the Republic. So that as soon as the National Assembly elect the president, he or she will be called the president-elect.
Right.
And in terms of the constitution, that person must be inaugurated within 5 days.
Right.
So as we all know, there is an event, a ceremony that has been organized in Pretoria on Saturday, where the president-elect will be inaugurated.
And that's the official moment where it moves from president-elect to president now.
That's the official moment where then we're going to have the president of the Republic of South Africa, and a day later I understand that there will be announcement of the members of the executive.
Oh, okay.
So that very moment as well, it brings to an end the term of the executive of the fifth administration.
Right.
And the following day then the term of the sixth administration begins.
So just take us behind the scenes, what it's like preparing for a moment like this with your team, with actually the institution of Parliament, because in many ways you are almost not seen, but you're the most important institution. What's that like, just being behind this whole process?
There's an army of officials of Parliament that has been working every day to make sure that today we are ready. It's all systems go. We are thoroughly prepared to make sure that every detail of today's program or proceeding takes place without any hiccups. So it is not something that you do overnight. It's not the work that begins after the elections. It is the work that will have begun a year or so ago to wrap up the term of the Fifth Parliament, to compile the necessary the legacy report that documents the work of Parliament over the last 5 years, and what are some of the issues that the Sixth Parliament must consider to take forward. So that work is done, but also simultaneously to work towards the establishment of the new term of Parliament. So the things that you see, the voting infrastructure that is going to be put, is the things that will have been done over many months. The registration system that you have seen without any hiccups, and the president has also tested it yesterday and is happy with it. And I've seen on Twitter as well the Minister of Finance saying that he just went through it and then within minutes he was done. So those are the necessary system that we've put in place to ensure that everything is done, every designated member of Parliament is captured. And members of Parliament, of course, they will be placed in various accommodation, parliamentary villages, to ensure that they will be given tools of trade, all the works to ensure that they are able to do and to fulfill their constitutional function. So when we say it's all systems go, it is because it is a culmination of many months of hard work by the parliamentary administration to ensure that elected members of Parliament arrive here, they are able to have a good, positive experience of the whole process that they have to undergo, and they don't have to worry about anything other than to serve the people of South Africa as per their constitutional mandate.
And I think you've done an incredible job from what I can see. But
thank you very much. I will pass that to the Secretary to Parliament.
But your real job, in my view, is to clarify people on Twitter.
Not only on Twitter, we have public education. Part of the work of parliamentary communication is to ensure that we educate the public, we inform the public. We are transparent in terms of how Parliament conducts its business. There is a clear understanding of the work of both houses of Parliament. But also, most importantly, there is participation by the people of South Africa in the decision-making processes, because you know that the three-legged mandate of the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa is to make laws. People must participate in the lawmaking process. Is to ensure that there is a participatory democracy. That's why, for instance, in the National Council of Provinces, you have got regular, oversight visits. And what we call taking Parliament to the people, where literally the House will go and sit in Soweto, will go and sit in a village somewhere, so that the people of South Africa can be able to participate as much as possible. But also we conduct oversight over the executive. So the views that we get from all the platforms, whether social media, through the media, radio stations, through our parliament television, which is one of those that are channels that are mostly watched in South Africa. We take them and then we continuously improve our communication and education to the public of South Africa so that they are able to interact as much as possible with their own parliament.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for joining us on SMWX.
I really appreciate, man.
Yeah, it's been good.
Sure.
Thanks. SMWX. No young people are around the decision-making table. Let some new voices come to the fore. Follow us on WhatsApp. Catch us live Tuesdays and Thursdays. Out with the old, in with the new. SMWX.